What was the prompt?
The prompt is Pompa.
Pompa and pills.
So Dr. Pompa is a company that I worked for when I met you, and he's a doctor that essentially sells supplements now. He means extremely well. He is a good guy. He's a good Christian family, I think from Utah actually. So he's not Mormon, but he's like the typical Mormon family that you'd see. But I got hired on the sales team there, and you brought him up because you said he's making a lot of money right now in the online space, and he genuinely is. We're selling 8K packages for the dude and just cranking them freaking out, man. Cranking out 8K packages. It's just 4 months of supplements, which is crazy for 8K. And then
Not a scam, but
you said it's not a scam. You said it's a scam.
You said it's a scam, and you said it's not a scam, and I'm saying that it's not an intentional scam.
it's not a scam.
Hold on.
It's not a scam. Let me explain why, though.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go first.
Look, so there's a really simple way of explaining something when it comes to health, right? And you can throw as many supplements as you want at something, but it doesn't necessarily stick, and I'll explain in layman's terms. If you have a house that is on fire, right, and you start to try and renovate renovate that house whilst it's still on fire, you have a house on fire with new shit going in it that's also sitting on fire. So your house is still on fire, that's it, it's as simple as this. Now what you need to do is you need to get the house that's on fire, you need to put the fire out, you need to allow it to smolder, you now need to assess the damage, you have to rebuild, and then you have to renovate. So what it is a lot of these places, when they start throwing pills at you, whether that's a doctor or Pompa or whoever the fuck it is, they will start to throw things at the wrong time. They miss 3 or 4 steps. And this is the problem with everything. We can throw a fat burning supplement at somebody that eats 10,000 calories a day. They still eat 10,000 calories a day. The supplement will make no difference. The fat burning supplement does nothing. And this is where we fix the foundational issues with everybody else's pitch, which is, take this, it will make you feel better.
Yep.
There isn't a simple, fast track way of fixing your health. And everyone has to understand this. Let's say you're a 30-year-old person and you have spent the last 30 years, let's say, obviously there's a point when you're a kid, but you've spent the last 30 years abusing your body. If anybody really genuinely thinks that there is a magic pill or a magic pill set or a magic set of supplements or a magic injection that suddenly reverses 30 years worth of abuse, whether it's intentional, whether it's environmental, whether it's accidental, they are literally insane. So the whole point of this is that we fix the fundamentals, we fix the foundational problems, whereas Pompa, and again, I'm not going to naysay anybody else's product or shit all over it, but
You said you looked at the ingredients.
I looked at loads of the ingredients. These are things that you could do with. Yes, will it help? I'm sure it will help better than cake and cigarettes, but at the same time, when you have every single vitamin and every single mineral all wrapped into one giant thing and you start to take them, some of them are anti-nutrients to the other. So by the time you've looked at the list of these 130 vitamins and minerals, you probably only ended up with about 25 of them because they were all in the wrong orders at the wrong times or all at once. And it just simply doesn't work. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't work.
So it's true. So let's.
So it is a scam.
Well, let's wind it back. So okay, not a scam.
It's a scam.
Kind of a scam. Not a scam, and I'll tell you why I say it's not a scam. In agreement with everything that you said. His target market is very, 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 very sick people. So if you bring a very, very, very sick person to like feeling somewhat normal,
they're going to put more effort in.
I would say that that's not a scam because that actually genuinely is helping them. Is that the best actual science to optimize your body? Now I know no.
Obviously not.
When I was selling for them, it's so funny you said a lot of the talk tracks that we would use. You said like there's no magic pill. You said like you said all these things that we would say on sales calls, thinking that we were the bottom level. And now I've explored like even more, and I've unlocked the sub basement with the knowledge that we have. I thought selling for him, and he still does think, and he believes that he has unlocked the bottom level, which is his whole shtick is, I shouldn't call it a shtick. It is respectful. He's a respectful doctor. He's an actual doctor. He wants
That's the worst part of it.
people to improve their methylation. If you don't know what methylation is in your cells, which your whole body's made up of, essentially it's your cell's ability to detox itself. And all of our cells have so much inflammation in it from whatever, environmental factors, seed oils, like everything, that our cells start to basically harden and they can't methylate properly, they can't detox properly. That is an actual real problem. That causes disease like Hashimoto's, low thyroid, hyperthyroid, all this stuff, all these diseases everyone has stems from the cell. He goes, go all the way down to the cell. It's true. But even if your cell is methylating properly and you go from really, 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 really bad back to normal, that doesn't mean you're doing the right things that we know that will actually have you optimally perform as we should be.
But even then, you could still throw 1,000 supplements at yourself trying to increase methylation, and it won't happen. It might, like by sheer chance or sheer luck, but it won't happen because the mechanism behind that is not a bunch of vitamins and minerals. Otherwise, you could just eat 6 kiwis, 4
Right.
pounds of beef, and 9
Right.
eggs, and you'd get the exact same thing that's in the entire Pompa regime. It's not that easy. It's lifestyle changes. It's environmental changes. The reason why your cells get into this stuck state is because they are fucked.
True.
That's
So the 8K magic pills aren't going to get you to where you need to be, or are they?
no, they do not. They cannot. They do not and cannot. And to sell
It's
a
true.
bunch of magic pills for $8,000
To a sick person.
to a sick person with no choice, to me, just seems scammy. It is like, I'm sorry,
Right.
but it is.
So and I'm not disagreeing with anything. I don't like the word scam. I don't think he's a scammer. I don't
Marketing?
think the concept is a scam.
That one,
And the fact that
maybe.
it actually does help people. I actually did see the results, not in myself. I did take the program, but I wasn't really messed up. I saw the sick people that were very, very, very sick that got
They
to a
found a new
level
lease
of
of life.
acceptable health. That's why I would not consider it a scam. That doesn't mean that he's actually right in the science that he's promoting, which now that we know, it goes a lot deeper.
So it's an $8,000 psychosomatic result, is what you're saying? Because that's what it is.
It gets people to a better place than
Mentally.
they're currently at if they're really sick. I was pretty normal, so it didn't really give me noticeable
Are they
improvements.
only selling it to really sick people, or are they marketing to people who aren't sick?
The biggest marketing tactic, I'm using language that's not bad.
You are just digging this out like
Hashimoto's-
fuck you, Pompa.
Hashimoto's and low thyroid were the biggest ones.
God. But listen, right, let me just
But
put one more
I
thing
agree
in
with
there.
everything you're saying.
I'm not going to say it's a scam then, fine, I just won't use that term if you don't like it. But you have to remember, if you have somebody that is really sick and eats shit, sleeps shit, doesn't do any exercise whatsoever, doesn't eat any food that's got any type of vitamin or nutrient in it whatsoever, and you give them some vitamins and nutrients, yes, you are going to make them better.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
They don't
kinda
cost
like,
8K. They definitely don't cost 8K.
They don't cost 8K. I can build the whole Pompa range right now off of Amazon for about like 140 quid. But it's like, this is the equivalent of saying, if you go and stamp on nails without shoes on, you're definitely going to hurt your foot. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. If you put a shoe on, you now don't get a nail in your foot. Okay, cool, great. So just take some Pompa pills for $8,000. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
No, I'm not in agreement. I'm sorry.
I am in agreement.
It's the reason
with
why
you.
I do.
I'm in
Yeah, this
agreement
is the
with
reason
you.
why I do this. This is the reason why I do it.
I know,
to stop
no,
things
no.
like that. But yeah,
I know, and I'm glad that everything that I've learned, I know for a fact is true now, because when I was in that spot, I was opening myself up to the whole realm of what I've currently learned and everything like that. So I am appreciative of the fact that it opened my mind, but I'm glad that now I know the actual true unequivocal secrets to health that are actually true. It's not just subjective, it's objectively true because it's backed by the science.
and if there are any Pompa customers that did spend the 8K and they didn't get the results they needed, which I know that they didn't, and they're willing to give me 8K, then I'm just.
I would, yeah.
That was my next question. Like, let's just say someone did go through the protocol, or they're on the fence, or seeing this Pompa revealed, whatever. They're about to sign up. What would you tell that person?
Do you want to take this one, or do you want me to go off on a rant?
I'm just gonna say like 2 sentences and then you can go.
Yeah, no, you should do that. Go on, you do it.
I had a good experience with the whole ecosystem. I wouldn't do it because I know that there's something better, and because I know that it's not the actual truth. So if someone's asking me, should I?
Wait, what's the truth though?
What's the truth?
Yeah, you said because now you know the actual truth.
Oh,
So
then this is a joke. What? Then go ahead. Go on your rant.
No. See, now I've run out of rant. I actually have run out of rant. I thought if
Prompt
I
him
gave
again. Prompt him
no,
again.
but you can't just keep setting me off. What it was is
Set
where
him
I
off.
gave you a second just to do it. I kind of I was able to chill out. But what would I tell somebody who was just about to click the buy button on Pompa? What would I tell them? Is that a question?
Yep.
My one would be, don't buy a bunch of supplements for $8,000. That's retarded. I don't know, it is. And do the right things. You need to learn the fundamentals of how cellular health works first. Once you understand how cellular health works, the rest of it just kind of unfolds in front of you. So we teach the fundamentals of how quantum cellular health works. So we are the answer over a bunch of tablets and walking around rattling whilst you walk. It's just insanity. And I'm sorry, I almost went off on the rant anyway. But yeah, it's just insanity. People need to just learn what they need to learn everything about the world, everything that's trying to kill them, so that they can mitigate those effects, and that they can learn to live without tubs of tablets. What happens when the tablet tubs run out? Do you
Yeah.
AK again?
Yeah.
That's where it just fucking infuriates me.
They claim when I was selling people, and when I was selling people, I claimed to say that this was not the Band-Aid solution, this was the root cause. Now viewing it from this perspective, it was just another Band-Aid solution.
Shame.
It's just another Band-Aid
Shame.
solution.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I believe.
No,
I
know
drank
you
the
did.
Kool-Aid. And I drank the
Kool-Aid.
freaking Kool-Aid, man. And I did see the actual results from people that actually had results. I talked to some of the clients that I sold, and they're like, I'm feeling incredible. I even bought it for myself and my mom at the employee discount. My mom felt somewhat better on it. I felt maybe better on it.
For that.
Right? What?
There's a word for that.
Yeah.
Drinking the Kool-Aid?
Thing starts with a P.
It's psychosomatic.
Or placebo.
Oh,
Placebo?
It's the
Oh,
same
placebo,
thing.
yeah.
Placebo. Yes, the placebo.
Yeah,
effect.
placebo,
It's psychosomatic. You had results, psychosomatic results. You created the results because you had skin in the game. That's what I genuinely believe.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, if I've got a tummy ache, I can drink Pepto-Bismol and be like, whoa, fuck, that's helped. Well, of course it has, because it helped my stomach. Yeah, this is a long thing.
Don't do it. If you're about to click
just
the buy button, don't do it. Give us your AK. It's much better spent. And we'll actually tell you the actual secrets of what the fuck is going on inside of your body. The actual truth.
How can they book a call for you guys? Or how does that work?
I'll just put it in the description, or just reach out to us on Instagram or whatever. It's really not why we're making this video, but
Yeah, it's turned into a sales pitch accidentally.
yeah, it's the snake that eats its own cock.
It's the snake that eats its own cock.
We're fucking yelling at Pompa for the sales, and then we're being the sales, and it just goes in the loop.
Wow, we are the
Should we just
snake
do
that
it
eats
for
its own
free?
cock.
Should we just give everyone our time and energy for free and just not care and just completely be broke and be under a bridge and give everyone our knowledge for free? Is that better?
No, but you know why we don't do that anyway.
Why?
Because if you don't have skin in the game, you don't do it. It's that simple, isn't it?
So if people don't actually invest their money, then they just won't do it?
Of course they don't. Nobody does. Even going onto a small fry, low ticket online course for $39.99. Even if you can download it for free. It's a PDF. You download it, you never look at it ever again. You pay $39.99 for it. You're going to at least give it a read through.
It's the price of lunch.
It's the price of lunch. We've got to stop using that term, but you should coin that or have it tattooed.
It's the price of lunch.
It's just the price of lunch. But no, it's true. If you don't have skin in the game, this is just what happens. You know, when I ask people or request people in this course to change a lot of their environment, you know, a lot of their kind of beliefs and the way that they do things, they aren't going to go, oh yeah, lovely, that sounds great, mate, even though it's free. They just don't. You know? But once they go, shit, if I don't do this, I've lost X amount of thousands. They think, oh fuck it, I'll give it a go. 3-4 weeks later, they go, oh my god, I've seen the results. I'm actually so chuffed with this. This is brilliant. My acne's going. My hair's not falling out as much. my nails are growing quicker. You know,
I've literally done that. I've literally invested tens of thousands of dollars in courses, and if I wouldn't have invested that money, I just would have been, oh cool, you know, YouTube information.
Yeah, that's it, yeah, and you wouldn't have got anything out of it. But that's why you need skin in the game. And if you price it too low, people still won't do it because they're willing to lose that much money for the things that they're going to have to do, which are painful, changing, you know, how you eat or how you sleep or whatever it may be. It's a painful thing that you suddenly have to do, and you're like, oh, this isn't my world. My world's been spun upside down. Oh, I don't care about the grand, fuck it. So you have to put that price on something where it's like not low enough that somebody won't do it, but it's not so high that somebody won't buy it because you do actually want them to have the information because you give a shit about people.
You know what?
Which is where we are with this.
Let's just fucking turn this into a full-on sales pitch and wrap this up. Inside of Kaizen, there are already people that you've helped.
Yes.
That you what results can someone expect from what we're doing with Kaizen Health?
So
talk to the camera. We're selling you. Pay us. Give us your money.
What can people expect? Well, like, listen, I used to have arthritis. As an example, this is one of many. I used to have arthritis in my right hand, in this finger, my thumb, and my entire wrist, pretty much. And I do not have arthritis anymore. So that's just one of many. As I said before, I've dealt with women with polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, again, doctors, they will go, oh, you can't reverse that. Well, you can. Like, I don't believe in the word cure, I believe in reversing. Endometriosis, I've now reversed it in 2 women, and that is impossible. They just keep going under the knife and having pieces of them cut out until they have the whole lot cut out, and you know, and their life is different from that point onwards. So again, you know, this is something big.
Zambo. Things simple.
Simple things then. I got one text message after giving one tiny piece of advice, and to somebody that,
it's true,
frankly, is like the epitome of a perfectly healthy person.
Without even knowing it.
Yeah,
you
would just look at him and go, wow, this man's the most healthy person in the world. You know, everything about him, you're like, that dude is healthy. And even he, with the healthy habits that he already has, that he already utilizes, still, after one piece of advice from me, sent me a message, and it was this big because it was all in caps lock, and it said, oh my fucking God, I've never slept better in my entire life. I cannot remember the last time I slept this good and didn't wake up with sleepy eyes. I think that's roughly exactly what he said. So again, somebody that is the epitome of health, that pretty much does everything almost right, can still be improved with advice that they don't quite know because they don't understand the dynamics or the mechanisms of how cellular health works.
More energy, optimized blood work, higher testosterone, skin conditions gone, literally anything. Literally anything. We actually know the secrets. Like, it's not an exaggeration. I didn't until I met him. He learned it from someone who is maybe one of 3 or 4 people that in the whole world that know it. So
well, all of your people, Andrew Huberman, Gary Brecker, all of those people, all were taught by the same person that taught me.
Yeah.
So for anybody kind of looking online and saying Gary Brecker's great, or you know, blah blah blah, I was taught by the same person. However, I didn't put my own spin on things. So I've just taken it, all of the information, expanded on it, but I haven't twisted it to fit my agenda.
We've just combined brains, that's it. So that's it. That's Dr. Pompa exposed, and Kaizen Health, what's the opposite of exposed? Imposed? Revealed. Kaizen Health revealed. Link in the description, bitches.
Buy the course.
Done.